Abingdon, a small storybook town nestled in the heart of Southwest Virginia, full of rich history, beautiful scenery, and home to a thriving art community. Population around 8,000. Abingdon is also home to the famous Barter Theatre. The Barter Theatre opened the summer of 1933 during the Great Depression, when founder Robert Porterfield, a successful actor from the area, had the idea of bartering food to see a play. As a young man, Porterfield left home to pursue his acting dreams. He became a success on the Broadway stage in New York City, even starring alongside actor Humphrey Bogart in the play The Petrified Forest. He was even in a few movies, including Sergeant York and Thunder Road. As the Depression took its toll, Porterfield saw actors struggling for food, and he thought of the people back home who had food they couldn't sell. That's what gave him his brilliant idea for the Barter Theatre. 4 out of 5 people who attended the Barter during the Depression paid their way with produce and livestock. By the end of the Barter's first season, they made $4.35 in cash, 2 barrels of jelly, and a collective weight gain of over 300 pounds. Several items at the Barter came from the historic Empire Theatre in New York. When Porterfield discovered that the Empire was scheduled to be torn down, he was given 1 weekend to salvage what he could for use at the Barter. He secured over $75,000 worth of seating, lighting fixtures, carpeting, paintings, and tapestries. He even brought back the lighting system from the Empire that was designed and installed by Thomas Edison, the only one of its kind. It was used at the Barter until the mid-1970s. In 1946, the Barter was named the State Theatre of Virginia and is now the longest-running professional theater in the nation. Famous Barter alumni include actors Gregory Peck and Wayne Knight, actresses Frances Fisher and Patricia Neal, and writer, producer, and director James Burrows, among many others. Today, the Barter has 2 stages and 2 buildings. The main stage, better known as the Gillum Stage, and Barter Stage 2, which is located directly across the street.
Stage 2, when I first got here, we were using it for haunted houses instead of shows, and then now we reproduce year-round in Stage 2 as well as the Gillum Stage, and we do. It's a huge part of both our business and what people love about Barter.
The Barter Stage 2 is a smaller, more intimate stage with seating capacity for only 167. After Porterfield's death in 1971, at the age of 65, he was succeeded by Rex Partington. Rex worked as an actor at the Barter in the 1950s and was a good friend of Porterfield's. Rex remained chief administrator until 1992, when Richard Rose was named producing artistic director. Rose has since taken the Barter to new heights.
We've grown a lot. I mean, in my first year here, we doubled the attendance at Barter Theatre from the year previous. Previous to my coming here, Barter was putting about 47,000 people through a year. We did 94,000 my first season. We're now putting about 163,000 people a year. Our economic impact obviously has increased. We had 6 full-time employees when I got here. We have about 135 now. Plus we sometimes in years do about 140 part-time seasonal people on top of that. So we're pretty major. We're one of the 10 largest employers in Abingdon. So we've become a pretty major organization.
Rose has drawn many people to the Barter with his original adaptations.
My goal in adaptation is to always try to capture as much of the original intent of the original author who wrote the piece as possible, and move it into a theatrical form. So if you get something like Dracula, it follows that book pretty well. And when I did Alice in Wonderland, it follows that book amazingly well. It was a fascinating thing with Alice in Wonderland because generally adults just didn't get it, but the kids loved it, and the students loved it, and male or female, and it was interesting to watch that because that book is really intended for its subject, which was Alice, which he was writing about and writing for, I've adapted Christmas Carol and done a modern version of Christmas Carol, and Jane Eyre and a bunch of the Gothic novels I've done over time. So I've great fun doing that. But for me, it's not about writing a new play. It's about adapting really the book and making that book come to life.
The Barter Theatre also has a group of professional actors called the Barter Players, who perform specifically for younger audiences. While most of the year you can see them in Abingdon, from January through March, the Barter Players travel all over the Eastern Seaboard, performing at different schools.
The Barter Players is a company within Barter Theatre. It's a non-equity company. So the players serve the young audiences of Appalachia and a good deal of the country now with national tours and our school tours. Last year we saw over 100,000 kids with shows for the Barter Players. So we want to bring the very best of theater to kids in a way that is completely respectful of their incredible imaginations and never talks down to them. We do classic shows based on classic material for young audiences on a world-class level. The other part of our mission is, while we're doing that, to be training the actors of tomorrow. So I get hotshot actors right out of college and grad school programs to come here to be in the Barter Players, and they're doing those shows for young audiences. They're also a part of our equity shows. They do some working backstage, and they get incredible acting training.
The Camelot set, designed by Del Jordan, is just one of many examples of just what the Barter is capable of. They have an amazing in-house team that creates breathtaking sets, costumes, and props that really help bring the plays to life.
The amount of skill that the people have who work here is pretty phenomenal. Our prop shop has a motto that says, if you can draw it, we can build it. And our scene shop pretty much can figure out anything that you need figured out. And that's what's fun about theater, is you get some challenges and you go find ways to do it. And I've yet seen our folks not rise to the occasion to really find unique and interesting ways to do things. Theater is a collaborative art form amongst artists and craftsmen, and I think all our craftsmen are artists. I mean, they're creating great art. Those nights aren't just something drawn by the set designer, but these people have to make these three-dimensional and have to really put all the detail into it, and it's like stunning when you watch their work. And that's the beauty of this organization. And it really makes a difference that everybody is in residence here. We're not farming this out to some shop. We're not having somebody else build it for us.
The Barter provides a wide variety of shows each season, so there's something for everyone. So if you're in the area, don't miss out on a chance to see a play at the famous Barter Theatre.